You're listening to the One Man Show Network. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
Hey everyone, welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Weinbaum, and we're going to pick fights for UFC Fight Night, Woodley versus Burns. This is going to be in Las Vegas at the empty Apex facility, the UFC Apex facility. So if you are on the Periscope, feel free to help me pick some fights, and I will get to you in the comments. I got to make sure the comments are working. It looks like they are. I hope they are. Or just stop by, say hey, or make fun of me as often as you like. It doesn't matter to me. Anyway, so a good card. I'm not so sure what UFC 250 is going to look like, but this looks like a good card, and I say we get to it. I say we get to some fights. First off, at Bantamweight, Lewis Smolka versus Casey Kenney. Take a look at Lewis, man. He's had quite a little resurgence here since he quit drinking, went up to Bantamweight. He did have one little skid here back in March, but he came back in September of last year, and March 2019 was his skid. I'm sorry, and then he came back in September and beat Ryan McDonald after losing to Matt Schnell. Let's take a look at Casey Kenney. He just lost to Merab Dvalishvili, who fights, of course, Sarah Longo, Long Island. Shout out to those guys. Before that, a whole lot of wins. Manny Bermudez, Ray Borg, Vince Cachero. Golly. I don't know, man. Besides the one little skid, he had that triangle choke. I like Lewis Smolka, I do. And I think he's going to be a lot scrappier than Casey Kenney is going to be ready for. I like him to win this fight. So, yeah. Even though Casey has he's got a lot going for him. He's got a lot of wins, but yeah, I'm going to go with I'm going with Smolka here. I like a good story. A guy turned his life around, quit drinking. Oh, speaking of which, he quit drinking, and we're going to see. We're going to see if he can keep this going. All right, at Flyweight, Tim Elliott, who is actually fighting out of Missouri nowadays. I want to say it's Lee Summit, possibly. Against Brandon. Oh, look at this nickname here. Raw Dog Royval. I'm not going to explain that to those younger people out there. All right, Tim Elliott is going off a skid here. Askar Askarov, unanimous decision. He did lose to Figueiredo, who just beat Benavides. He's going to rematch him again for the vacant title since he did not make weight. Nice little tidbit there. He does have a win over Mark De La Rosa, but that was way back in 2017, man. But then you got the Raw Dog. First UFC fight. No crowd. So it's got to be a little easier to go and fight. Not get those UFC jitters, right? That's what I'm saying. But he does have 2 wins. Nate Williams, Joby Sanchez. He has a loss to Casey Kenney, which is interesting. Casey obviously not fighting him again, but there's certainly a rematch somewhere down the line. Just a reminder, if you are on the Periscope, feel free to say hi. Pick a fight with me, whatever. So, I don't know, man. Usually I go off a strength of schedule, a name recognition, and all that good stuff, but this is a tough one to pick, man. I am going to go with Tim Elliott here. Even though he's on a 2-fight skid, Brandon really, besides Casey Kenney, hasn't really fought, a whole lot of that upper caliber types. So, oh gosh, is this next fight at Strawweight? Because I gotta know, because this is going to change my pick completely. Let me see. It is Strawweight. Oh my goodness. Women's Strawweight, Mackenzie Dern, Hanna, Cifers. I did go a little out of order here, but I'm going to pick this fight first. Okay, Mackenzie Dern. I'm not going to say she's going to lose or miss weight, but She did make it last time. She was breastfeeding, I guess, and that kicks up your metabolism. I feel weird even talking about it. But, yeah, she did make the weight last time, and I picked her not to. But here we are in quarantine. What's her training like? What are her facilities like? What does she have access to? What doesn't she have access to? I don't know. She just lost to Amanda Ribas. Did beat Bobby Cooper, Ashley Yoder. The Amanda Cooper fight, she missed weight by she weighed closer to a flyweight than she did a strawweight, if that makes sense. So in a fight, she did make weight. She did beat Ashley Yoder, Katlyn Medeiros. So interesting. I'm not making the pick yet. Let me run through Hanna Cifers real quick. Just lost to Angela Hill back in January. Has wins over Jordi Escobar, Poliana Viana. Lost to Macy Barber. Everyone loses to Macy Barber. That happens. All right. She's a striker here. I don't think Mackenzie Dern's going to make weight. And I'm just going to say it now. But I do think she has a good shot against Hanna Cifers. Hanna Cifers can strike with her, though, man. I mean, lots of TKOs. So if she can keep her at bay. Yeah, I'm going to pick Hanna Cifers anyway, whether Mackenzie Dern makes weight or not. Hanna Cifers. There you go. Okay, Blagoy, Ivanov, heavyweights. The heavyweights, right? Just had, okay. Derek Lewis gets these split decision wins I don't think he deserves. And I got to say, he didn't deserve this last one either. So you can't really, it is a loss against Blagoy, but it's not a loss. If that makes sense. He does have wins over Tai Tuivasa, Ben Rothwell. Did lose a decision to Junior Dos Santos. That was back in 2018. But before that, wins, losses, more wins than losses. Let's go to Augusto Sakai. Hasn't lost since 2017 against Chuck Congo in a split decision, but he does have a win over Marcin Tybura. Oh, thanks, Owen. Owen just said a great job. Owen, do me a favor, man. Oh, you're probably not on Periscope. It's all right. Never mind. Anyway, Andre Arlovski, Chase Sherman, who just had an amazing comeback fight in the UFC. Listen, beating Andre Arlovski is one thing. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. But I don't know. This is a tough one to pick. It really is. And let's go back to Blagoy one more time. You know what? I got to go Blagoy here. Blagoy Ivanov for the win against Augusto Sakai. All right. This is at flyweight. Katlyn Chookagian against Antonina Shevchenko, the sister of Valentina Shevchenko, looking for redemption because Katlyn just lost to her sister, Valentina Shevchenko. So before that's got wins over Jennifer Maia. Joanne Calderwood does have a split decision loss to Jessica Ai back in 2018. Also wins over Alexis Davis, Irene Aldana, lost to Liz Carmouche way back when, 2016. All right. Let's look at Antonio. Antonina. I said that wrong. I was saying Antonia. Antonina Shevchenko just beat Lucy Budlova. I did pick her to beat Roxanne Modafferi. She surprised us all by losing to Roxanne Modafferi, who's also on a big career resurgence. And then lots of wins. But I'm going to go with Katlyn here. I'm going to go with Katlyn Chookagian here. She's going to avenge her loss against sister champ. And she's going to beat Antonina Shevchenko. All right. This is for the main event of the evening. Tyron Woodley. This is a welterweight, probably next up for the title or next up for the fight before the title fight. We'll see. Against Gilbert Burns. Tyron, the chosen one. Woodley from my neck of the woods. I'm not from Ferguson, no, but I am from Missouri, about an hour and a half away from Ferguson, so very interesting. Let's take a look at his most recent fights. He got beat by Kamaru Usman, went all 5 rounds, but Tyron did not look like he was in there at all. And all due respect to Tyron, I think he'll say the same thing. He doesn't, he was probably not in there that fight. Let's see, Darren Till, Damian Maia, Stephen Thompson, win. That Damian Maia fight, though, all he was doing was defending takedowns like that whole time, where I think his shoulder almost fell out. The Stephen Thompson fight, not that exciting. But that Darren Till fight, that was crazy. I mean, we thought Darren Till was going to go in and possibly knock him down, knock his head off, whatever. No. 6 submission by Tyron Woodley. And let's go to Gilbert Burns. Damian Maia, if I'm not mistaken here, but except for he punched him out instead of choking him out. Before that, I mean, look at all these wins, man. Gunnar Nelson, Alexei Konchenko, Mike Davis, the Canadian gangster even, Oliver Aubin-Mercier. Did have a loss to Dan Hooker. I think this was way back, though. Way back at, he was doing lightweight for a stint there. But really, since coming up, looking good. But see enough to beat a focused Tyron Woodley. I don't know, man. I keep going back and forth with the guys they fought, the wins, the losses. But, Tyron Woodley, I think is going to come back more focused here. And it's hard for me to even think if Tyron is the underdog. I couldn't understand why he would be. But Tyron Woodley for the win. And that's it. UFC Apex this Saturday, May 30th. I'll catch you watching TV and tweeting about it, probably. But until next time, MMA Fight Picks. We'll see you next week, I think. Boom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.